I'm bringing you lights, camera, and action. A brand new show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Awaz Entertainment. Hello everyone, good evening. You're watching Lights, Camera, Action. I'm your host Kubra Ali. I hope you're having a good evening and I hope you had a good day today. Almost winter is here, snowfall is happening first of all, let me thank you everyone who's watching my show. I'm really getting a good feedback on it. So like every time, every week I get a new guest. So tonight there's a very gorgeous lady sitting with me. So let me welcome today Hasika Suri. Hello Hasika, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So tell me about yourself. Where are you from? What's your background?
So I was born in India.
Okay.
I basically came here when I was 3 years old.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So when did you come? 3 years old?
Yeah,
Oh,
when I
okay.
was 3 years old.
Oh, nice. Yeah. So how, do you remember India or did you ever visit there?
I actually went there once when I was 10 years old. It
That's
was
a long time.
so awesome. I
Okay.
loved it so much. It was like, it was like Wonderland,
Oh, really? Wow.
That's how exciting it was.
Because I think the culture and everything, it's very vibrant.
Yeah,
and
being around family.
Yeah, very social, right?
Exactly.
People over there very loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the food.
And the food, absolutely.
So good.
You want to eat there. When you go, I gain weight. I remember going there a few years ago and I really gained weight over there. Eating.
That's so true.
Yeah. So how do you feel when comparing India to Canada? Did you ever do that?
I definitely have. There are a lot of differences.
Okay.
But I think one of the main things that I look forward to in India is just being around family, which
know.
I kind of miss in Canada.
I know. The fun, right?
The fun, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely, of course. So today the topic I want to actually touch base is the social and cultural norms between Indian culture and in Canada. People who are Desi people who are living in Canada.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Do you think here there are still inside the people there is still cultural and social norms which actually are from you say India or Pakistan? Do you think so? People carry that?
I feel like it really depends. I have seen 50-50. I have seen families where they're really fully devoted and they do have their cultural celebrations and norms and they're spreading it with their family. And I've also seen the other aspect where it's they don't really know why they're doing it and they're just doing it. And unfortunately, that's kind of the second part.
It's like a cycle?
Yeah.
It's coming from their generation to generation. Okay.
Yeah, and I feel like they don't really know why they're doing it. They're just
following it.
Yeah, they're just following it.
Because
and then
they used to do when they were small, so they're just...
Yeah, when they were small. And I feel like they want us to do the same, but when we're living here, and we're only getting 50% of Indian or Pakistani culture. It's very hard to get the full 100%.
Yeah.
Because
what I feel is people coming from there, they have this kind of 50-50. Okay, they're living here, they have this mentality, little bit from there, overseas. But the kids who are born and raised here. So now I think there are differences between them to their parents.
There are so
You think
many.
so?
I feel like going to school in Canada versus my parents who went to school in India.
Oh my God, a lot of difference. I understand.
So many differences. And it's so hard because us, we want to be able to fit with the society here, but also with our Indian culture.
I know.
So sometimes when we bring our background culture into society here, we get bullied or we get made fun of. So it's hard because then when you bring it back home, then our parents are who cares?
I know.
Just don't
Do you think
listen.
you get confused
Honestly,
Oftenly?
sometimes it happens.
Like, why? You know, why?
Yeah.
And did you ever raise this question, why, to your parents?
Oh, yeah.
You did, a lot of times.
A lot of times, but I feel like they don't know the why yet either.
Oh, really? Okay. But they follow.
But they follow, yeah.
Do you like following too?
I personally don't.
Absolutely. Yeah, because obviously after living here, like,
Yeah.
you were not born here, but at least raised here since you were 3.
Since I was 3, exactly.
It's the same thing.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like born here, right? You don't remember there.
No.
So I understand. Yeah. So how's your chemistry between you and your parents?
I feel like with my parents, there is definitely like a generational gap.
Okay.
Yeah, there is definitely things that we don't agree on. And I feel like that kind of hinders our relationship. And yeah, so it's kind of 50-50 again.
Can you give me an example you can speak about that made you think there is something not right, or you raised a question, why am I doing this, you know? So
yeah, I guess like one major thing is like my parents are very they really believe on like not everything is fair. And I feel like me on the other hand, I'm always like fighting for fairness, like I want equality, I want this and that, but I feel like they've just seen the world in a very different like lens that makes them think like that. And then since we don't have the same kind of ideas on it, we often clash like a lot.
Yeah. Do you think why there are differences in ideas? Because
I think because they're still thinking about India from back then and they don't want to let it go. I feel like even after they came here, they still want to have like
okay. Oh my god. Yeah, so do you want to say something like for our viewers, like why like for the people who still think that way, and there is a generation gap and the kids doesn't want to follow what the parents want to follow, so anything you want to say like to them?
I feel like
is it like necessarily they have to listen to their parents or follow everything they say, or I don't know, like
that's a good question. I feel like both parties kind of need to do their part. Yeah, exactly. I feel like if the parents just kind of let it go a little bit, they can kind of be at ease as well. You know, they don't need to be so stressed
there should be 50-50, I feel, right? I know.
That's like the main
little
thing.
From here, little from there. Not 100% from each side.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. So, Hasika, how was your childhood? Like, how it has been?
I feel like my childhood was, again, very 50-50. That's like the main theme. 50-50. There was like a lot of times where I was like very grateful for what my parents have done for me, because they came from India and, you know, being immigrants here, struggle.
And obviously, the obstacles they have gone through.
So much just to provide us.
It's hard when you move here with the kids. It's not easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, like working multiple jobs, like not
the
having
hardships,
enough time.
And you know what? As a kid, I think you see that. You understand.
We see that, but we never take it in a bad way. Like me and my brothers, I have 2 younger brothers.
Oh, nice.
We never really took it in a bad way. Like we always appreciated our parents doing so much for us. But I feel like as we started growing up, there was a lot of, I guess we were just kind of becoming aware of a lot of different things. And since our parents weren't really like matching up with that, it was causing a little bit of a rift between us. But yeah.
So, like, did you had a lot of pressure of your parents, and like, how did you feel about it?
I feel like the pressure that I had when I was younger has definitely helped shape me into the kind of person that I am now. For example, like they would put a lot of pressure on like having manners or like just being respectful towards others, and I feel like that has definitely like helped me with everything. But as we grew older, the pressure had started to kind of get worse, in the sense where like they were more strict on like where you can go, who you can be with, what you can do, and like kind of caging me in a box. So yeah, that kind of did add a little bit of a struggle for me too, because it's like I want to be able to do what I want to do, not what other people are telling me to do.
Absolutely. Any example you want to give us?
I guess to start off, like my career.
Okay. Yeah.
Like they really wanted me to go into a specific career, and I actually did do that, just kind of like for their happiness. I feel like as the eldest daughter, I feel like we kind of have this extra pressure in a way where it's like you have to take care of everyone.
I think it's not the extra daughter, the first daughter, but anybody who's born first.
Yeah, the eldest.
The expectation is higher, right? Absolutely.
So
that's true. I'm the first, so.
Okay, yeah, we feel it.
Understand, right? Yeah, I think, and that's how we actually, even I have like, I think I have 2 kids, so.
Yeah.
For my first son, I put a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
I'm sorry for that. Okay. So what do you think? How do you feel about it when you think, do you feel like because you're first child, you need to do what your parents are saying, or you have to be a good example for your younger siblings, right?
Yeah.
Like, did you feel that? Or?
I heavily felt that. Yeah, I felt kind of like the third parent in a way, but I feel like as long as I was doing something to help my younger siblings, I was kind of okay with it. But at the same time, there were things that were like a little bit too much, I would say. So it's kind of hard to kind of break through that boundary, because you don't want to look like the bad person in front of your younger siblings, and you don't want to hurt your parents' feelings, but sometimes you do know what's best for you, not anyone else. So
and like you said, you're the only girl in the house. Like you have 2 brothers.
2 brothers, yeah.
So how do you feel? Like, do you feel different, or any like difference between you and how your parents are actually treating you and your brothers? Is there a little difference, or it's the same?
Oh gosh, there is. There is a difference.
So?
Yeah, I mean, I love my brothers. Like I love being with them. They're the best. And they don't see it, I feel, but like I see it. Like there will be times where they will let them like go out, do whatever, but then for me there will be like a curfew kind of thing.
Why? Tell me.
And I mean, I guess it's like, oh, we want to make sure she's safe, but it's like, you know, we can do that in other ways too, or we can be fair about it. We can all have the same curfew. You know, there's different ways to do things, and I feel like those steps were just not taken.
So they were allowed to do, but you were not allowed.
Yeah, exactly.
I can feel that. So what do you feel about your parents? Like, and why do you think you had to go all through this, everything you went through?
Yeah, so by everything that I went through is kind of basically just talking about my journey of leaving my house. Yeah, so basically a couple months ago, like I decided that, you know, the relationship and the energy in the house was not really the environment that I wanted to be in. And it definitely was a very, very hard step to take, because you have to take into account everything, you know, like your siblings, your parents' feelings, everything, right? And like we said, being the eldest, we always think about other people, not ourselves. So I feel like it was the first time that I had finally thought about what's best for me. And how I feel about my parents is like, I feel bad that I had to do that and kind of like break their heart. But at the same time, I know that like this step is really gonna take me in a different like avenue and like bring a lot of success that I would be able to share with my parents. So it's kind of like a full circle moment, because I do want to bring it back for my parents, right?
That's nice. Absolutely, of course. Sometimes you have to take few steps.
Exactly.
Which at the present, it's not, you don't feel great, but I think for the future and rest of the time, it's good.
Exactly.
That's good. You're strong.
Oh, thank you.
So, okay. I have this question for you. Like, there is this phrase, the famous quote, like, what will people say?
Oh, God.
Okay. And I think in Desi households,
Culture,
you actually hear this a lot of times.
A lot of times.
Log kya kahenge, you know?
Even in their sleep, they're like, Log
So,
kya kahenge?
did you ever gone through that?
Almost every time
Oh my goodness.
that I do something.
I know, right? Like, I think everyone goes through that.
Yeah, I feel like
what will people say? You're doing this, what will people say?
It's so true, and I feel like at a point you just become numb. You like, as soon as someone says that to you, it just goes in one ear and out the other.
Sometimes you're like, okay, I don't care. Whatever they think, I don't care.
Exactly.
Right? Because now it's enough. I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
And why would we care?
And why would we? For
what
sure.
What do people think, right? So did you go through every time, right? Okay. Any example you want to give?
I guess like when I was changing my program, because like I said in the beginning, I did.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And everybody knew that you're actually doing that program, and then
and then in fact everyone was so much happier that I was in marketing because they see that you know I'm a lot better in marketing.
Okay. That's great. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So did you ever try to set boundaries with your parents?
Yes,
you did.
I did try my best, but I feel like they kind of take boundaries very offensively. Like, hey, like I'm your parent. Like, why would you want
have to?
Yeah. Like,
you're
what?
my child. I know. I understand that.
So it's kind of tricky because it's like if the person isn't willing to change or even hear you out, there's only so much that you can do other than remove yourself out of the environment.
Absolutely. Yeah. But when you are actually living with them, then you will have to listen to them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's hard sometimes.
I understand. Yeah, staying and then not listening is like hard.
Yeah.
Okay, and cut. Hello everyone, welcome back to Lights, Camera, and Action. I'm your host Kubra, and we are sitting with Hasika. Welcome back, Hasika.
Thank you.
So Hasika, tell me this, like how did you manage to take care of yourself during this hardship you faced?
How I managed to take care of myself, honestly, was a mix of a bunch of different things.
Okay.
So to start off with, quotes had actually helped me a lot because I feel like that was kind of like the reassurance that I was looking for.
Okay.
So whenever I was doubting myself or like, you know, overthinking, like, am I doing the right thing? Or like, should I really be feeling upset right now? I feel like quotes really helped me feel like, you know what, like it's okay. And that
the motivational one?
Yeah, like helping me get out of it kind of and just like powering me up.
Anyone you wanna say one quote like you like?
Oh, that is really hard.
Okay, don't remember.
Yeah. I have like so many. I have like a whole album.
You know, you're just like me because that's what I do.
Yeah,
the quotes, the motivational ones. If you keep reading them, you feel good.
Exactly. Yeah. But also, like on top of that, I'm also very action based. So creating like an action plan had also helped me kind of reassure myself.
Like how can you explain it?
Yeah. So for an action plan, what I did was I kind of went through what it would look like when I would leave my house. So that includes things like having a budget, like what kind of
you were all
location.
Prepared.
Yeah, like what kind of location I want to be in, like what kind of environment and mood do I want to set for myself so that I can kind of be in my maximum. Yeah, like maximum, you know, like good energy.
Absolutely.
Maximum potential.
I know.
So having the action plan really helped me, I guess, like really believe in it and feel reassured once again.
Nice. Did you have anybody's support or you were by yourself?
I did have a lot of support from my friends.
Aww.
Yeah, and that was like so, like I'm so grateful for that.
That's nice.
And even still, like so much support. And yeah, I'm very grateful.
Nice. And did this all affect your health or education, your studies?
Yes, actually. Anxiety is one of the biggest things. Absolutely. I feel like when I was younger, I would always hear that word around, like, oh, anxiety this, anxiety that. And I personally wouldn't think that like I would get it myself kind of thing. I would always just be like, oh,
you just hear when you're a kid, like you don't understand that.
Yeah,
you just hear things from the adults, right?
Exactly. And I always thought that, oh, I'm always so happy, I'm always so like this and that, like that's never gonna happen to me. But then it took me a long time to kind of like be in touch with it and realize it and like find ways to help me calm down. And if I'm gonna be honest, like changing my environment had definitely helped calm the anxiety. And like I'm a very huge like advocate for that as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
So that's nice to know.
Thank you.
And now how do you feel about yourself?
Wow. If you asked me this question 3 months ago, it would be totally different.
Wow. See?
So different. Like, I can't even believe that I'm here right now, if I'm gonna be honest. I definitely feel a lot more powerful.
Okay.
I feel a lot more confident, and I feel a lot happier and at peace with myself, with my environment. And I just know that like if anything goes down, like the only way next is to go up. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
Down, you're okay, you're down there, but now you're gonna go up.
So you're happy with your decision?
Yes, I don't regret it.
That's so nice. And tell me this, like how moving away affected your well-being? Do you feel independent now, or how do you feel?
Oh my gosh, yeah. Actually, before I moved out, that was kind of a concern.
Okay.
Like, would I be able to live independently? Because I had been so dependent on everyone. Like, even if I had to go to Costco and they had like the free samples, I would be like, hey, baby brother, can you come with me?
Aww.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like so like shy even to just go and do that. So I always wanted to be around people, whether it was like at school, at home. So I feel like it was a really big concern for me to like, will I be able to take care of myself?
I know. I think that's the concept of the one when you're not used to that.
Yeah, not used to it.
Then
like going from driving to like commuting on the bus and stuff like that was like a pretty big change also. So things like that. But like, I feel like sometimes you just have to push yourself into these difficult situations and you'll make it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So now that you're a strong woman, right?
Thank you.
What is your career? Like, what do you do as a career?
I do marketing, specifically in social media marketing. I do it for a fashion designer, fashion and beauty college. And
nice.
Yeah, and I try to do those kinds of things because fashion is actually one of my hobbies.
Lovely.
But I do like freelance social media marketing as well.
Nice. And what made you choose this career in the social media marketing? Like, there are so many careers.
Yeah, that's true.
And you like fashion, so why this?
That is a good question. It's actually really interesting because when I was little, whenever I closed my eyes, I always had this image of myself being in an office that was a little bit like messy, a little bit unorganized, but like creative, very colorful. And I just, and
cute.
That image had kind of stuck with me till now. And I just wasn't able to pinpoint what exactly is that career. So as I was younger, I always imagined myself doing something creative, something with clothes. But as I got older, I realized that creativity plus engaging with people, plus fashion, making videos, editing, all of that combined.
The package.
It was the perfect package.
I know, for you, perfect. Like, you wanted this.
Yeah, exactly.
So can you explain us exactly what you do in social media? Like, as a social media marketer, what do you do?
So yeah, it ranges from like a couple of different things. Depends on like who I'm kind of like working with as well. But most of the times it's like creating ideas, filming, recording, editing, managing accounts, sometimes like websites.
Is it like full-time?
Yeah, it's full-time.
Okay.
Yeah, because, oh gosh, it is a lot of work.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, and creating like a monthly plan and everything like that. Yeah.
Like full, you're working with your mind and you need
physical,
that energy, even the energy. You need that energy, right? Okay. So can you explain us what is social media marketing? I need that.
Yeah.
I want you to define it for me.
No, yeah, for sure. Social media marketing to me is honestly just like sharing your experience. I feel like another thing is like I usually specialize in like bringing value to the customer. So I kind of put myself in like the customer's viewpoint and creating videos and things that would interest them, but also that they would get value from. Like as a customer, if I'm watching something, I want to make sure that I'm getting something out of it, whether it's like entertainment, knowledge, or like a product that will be able to help me in the future. Yeah, so I feel like social media marketing to me is just sharing your experiences and like getting people to connect with you.
Absolutely, yeah. And what social media platforms you work for?
I do a lot of different platforms, but I mainly like to focus on Instagram.
Okay.
We do like TikTok as well, Facebook as well, LinkedIn, YouTube even,
Nice.
Pinterest, Twitter.
Like you said Instagram, right? Like,
yes.
Why Instagram? If I want to ask you.
Ooh. Instagram.
All about pictures, right? I feel like Instagram is all about pictures.
It is a very, very... Okay, well, yeah, it is a lot about pictures, but it's also competing against TikTok now. So it's going into that video route.
Okay.
But I feel like Instagram is just a very professional outlook.
You think so?
Yeah, where TikTok is more of like, you can be yourself.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's like a fun. TikTok
it's like
is
a
more
fun
like
thing.
Fun, right?
Yeah.
So we'll take a short break now.
Okay, sounds good.
So we'll take a short break and we'll be back. Thank you. Welcome back, everyone. You're watching Lights, Camera, and Action. I'm your host, Kubra, and we're sitting with Hasika. Welcome back, Hasika.
Thank you again.
So tell me, what do you think, how does social media affects in our lives?
Going back to what we've been saying, 50-50.
Right.
I feel like social media definitely has that impact on us where it has so much potential of bringing so much good to us, but also like hidden kind of cons. For example, sometimes you spend so many hours on Instagram. Or other cons could be like bullying or, like things like that. But I feel like it really just depends on how you use any kind of social media or even just, I feel like
there are pros, cons, both, right?
For both, exactly.
Absolutely. Do you think there are negative effects on social media?
Yes, I definitely do feel that. I feel like, especially when you post something, you have now just kind of opened it up to so many different opinions.
I know,
and
right?
that could really affect someone's like mental health because it's like people have so many different opinions and some of them could be very rude. And I feel like it really does take a lot to just kind of put yourself.
I feel nowadays
in a
more than
place.
anything.
Yeah.
The social media actually can play with your emotions.
Yes. I feel so too.
You're fine, you're happy, suddenly you say something or maybe somebody's talking about you or maybe commenting on your picture and like you're just, depressed.
Yeah, or the opposite. You're
super happy. Suddenly your mood changes, right?
Yeah, that's true.
You think there are benefits of social media?
Yes, 100%. I feel like one of the craziest and like really awesome benefits is that we can connect with people from like all around the world, and if something is going on in like in their environment, they can use social media to bring awareness, and then the whole world kind of comes together to like help them out. And I feel like that's one of like the most beautiful things I feel.
And how does social media benefit a business?
A business. Okay, yes. I feel like it really connects the customers with the company. And like, for example, like if I'm following like a really famous shoe brand that I really, really like, and maybe I post them on my story and tag them, they might interact with me back, right? And so it kind of gives like a really nice relationship, and it's like, okay, wow, like this company really sees me. And I feel like as customers, we do want to be seen. We do want like
I think it starts with the social media, right?
Yeah, it brings a little home touch.
Yeah, absolutely. And what platforms you think should a business establish a presence, like on which social media platform?
I would say definitely Instagram.
Okay.
TikTok is also
You
rising.
think TikTok rising? Oh, really?
I
Okay.
feel like it really, really depends on the company as well. Because sometimes some brands, they're just very, very serious and professional that you just can't make
Yeah.
fun. But TikTok is a very fun place, and I really feel like it could benefit businesses.
Yeah, I think one thing about TikTok is it's actually spreads. The video spreads everywhere.
So fast.
So
yeah.
you're watching TikTok videos on Facebook, you're watching it on Instagram. So I
Instagram,
think
you're right.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Even on WhatsApp, like they're forwarding.
They're always forwarding
Yeah,
it.
true.
Exactly.
And is there a place we can reach you on social media?
Yes, on Instagram actually. My handle is Hasika Suri 11. And also to connect with me otherwise is on Gmail.
Oh, okay, great.
hasikasuri11@gmail.com.
That's nice. Okay. And your Instagram profile, what is it about?
Oh, thank you for asking that. I would say my Instagram mainly focuses on fashion,
Okay.
mindset,
Mhm.
self-growth.
Nice.
I do want to combine all of those three things because I'm very passionate about them.
Okay.
And I feel like they kind of do integrate with each other. Like
Mhm.
sometimes the clothes that we're wearing, it helps our mood or it helps how we're feeling. And self-growth because I really do want to push out to other of our like brown community that we can get out of these toxic households,
Nice.
environments, and we can do big things.
Go follow Hasika, please.
Thank you.
So any tips for social media success?
Yes, definitely consistency.
Okay.
Which is kind of hard, but
I know it is important though. I feel that.
it is so important. So that's
Yeah.
why I really do suggest like creating a calendar of
Okay.
what you're gonna post, doing batch content days. That has really helped me personally. So like I'll pick
Can you
one
describe
day.
that?
Yeah, I'll pick one day and record maybe 5 videos or
Oh, okay.
take pictures and you know what I mean? Like create the whole
Okay.
system
For a week.
for the week.
Oh,
Exactly.
nice. Actually, that's a good idea.
Yeah, and it's been so helpful and
I
it really
know.
saves time.
I know, because sometimes I forget. Like for myself, even I am doing like business, right, on
Yeah.
Instagram, and I forget. I'm like, oh, I did this makeup, and I
Didn't get to post
forgot
it.
to post it, right?
Yeah.
And it's been like weeks.
Oh my god, yeah.
I have to actually follow that. I've seen you modeling too,
Oh yeah.
and I have done Hasika's makeup.
Yeah, she has.
You looked beautiful, gorgeous.
Oh, thank
So
you.
tell me, like, is this your career or passion? How did you start modeling?
I actually started this year.
Oh, nice.
So it's been I guess I think 6 months maybe of doing modeling.
That's great.
Yeah.
You are a beautiful model.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay, and besides from everything, what do you do in your free time?
Free time, oh my god, love this question. I honestly love being with myself.
I know.
And if
Me
you asked
too.
me this a couple years ago, would not say the same. But
Oh.
I love just watching Bollywood movies.
Oh, nice. Really? That's
Yeah.
amazing to know.
I love doing art, creating designs for clothes, things like that, and reading like mindset things,
Okay.
podcasts on mindset.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
things like that.
And did you travel everywhere, or you are going to travel soon? Any plans?
I am thinking of traveling somewhere soon,
Okay.
but I don't know where yet.
At
Still
least you're
deciding. The last place I went was Cuba.
Oh, wow. I have to go there.
It was so relaxing.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Next, I'm gonna plan.
Exactly.
Everybody, like my friends are like, oh, you should go to Cuba. I'm like, okay, next
Yes.
time. I'm gonna go. Now you're telling me. Okay. What's your hobbies, interests?
I love dancing.
Okay. Okay.
You know, just vibing to the music,
Oh,
going off.
that's nice.
I also love editing. I know that's kind
Okay.
of
Nice.
weird, but I genuinely love editing videos and pictures and just really bringing creativity into
Okay.
anything.
That's
so
nice.
yeah, even if it's just a picture of like a flower, I'm gonna find a way to like make it more.
Wow.
So literally
get
on my
it.
free time, that's what I'm doing sometimes.
That's great. Favorite food?
Noodles.
Oh, okay. So like
Everyone knows
Chinese
for me.
or Hakka or what kind of noodles? Or pasta or spaghetti? What?
It's honestly Maggie.
That's so cute. The 2-minute Maggie. Now it doesn't even. You can't even make in 2 minutes. Sorry. It takes about 7 to 8 minutes for me.
But the marketing was done good for that.
I know, right? So, okay, before we go, I would like you to tell to our audience and advise them for any toxic relationship anybody's going through, and how should they deal with it?
Definitely step 1 should be letting it out and sharing it with your friends and just like close people, because you just don't want to feel alone while you're going through all of this.
I know.
And yeah, like it's very,
you
very
need
tough.
Support first
you do
from someone, so you need to actually
right,
a friend or anybody.
And it feels like in those situations you really need a lot of reassurance, because I feel like the self-doubt that you have is very high. And having someone just tell you like, hey, you know what, like you are on the right path,
I know,
it just makes the biggest difference, you know.
Absolutely.
So definitely sharing
because you're
it.
Confused.
Exactly. Confused, scared, nervous.
like you told, you need to actually sit down and you have to make a plan.
Make a plan. That was gonna be the second thing.
Yeah,
just make a plan. You're gonna feel so much better, like, hey, you know what, I do have something that I can rely on.
Write it down.
Look back at, write down the good things about yourself, you know, like, hey, I love that I'm really good at,
of course,
dancing or something.
I know.
And just read it back to yourself, and it really does the magic.
It does, and it did the magic.
Oh, that's so
already. Hasika, it was so nice talking to you. I really had fun interviewing you, and now we will have to say bye to everyone.
Man.
Sad. So thank you very much for watching us. We had this beautiful lady sitting with us today, Hasika, and she actually spoke about her past, what she'd been going through, and now how far she came, and with the beautiful career she's going through now, and how happy she is. So it's so nice seeing you and those vibes. I was actually smiling my whole time.
Oh, I love that.
Thanks for the beautiful interview, and thanks for watching. Winter is coming soon. Snow is falling. I hope you all are doing great, and I hope all the best for your winter. Take your vaccines. And stay happy, stay healthy, stay tuned. Until next week, thank you very much. Hi, I'm Kubra. I'm bringing you lights, camera, and action. A brand new show every Wednesday at 7 p.m. only on Awaz Entertainment.